Hey guys, so today I'll be teaching you how to conserve power on your MacBook laptop. This will work with the MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, running any version of OS X, okay? So first you have to click System Preferences. Depending on how much installed applications you have, it will vary in where it is on the dock, but you'll find it looks like this. So once you open it, you will see series of icons. Click Energy Saver, okay? Once you click Energy Saver, you'll be shown to this screen, okay? So make sure that automatic graphics switching is ticked off. It might look like this, so just click it and make sure it looks like this, okay? Next, make sure it's selected as battery, so it might be selected as that. Simply click battery, okay? When you see computer sleep, set it to around the third little tick right here. That's around 5 minutes. I think 5 minutes is actually a pretty good time to set your computer to sleep, because in case you're rendering something, or it's not in an idle phase, but you're like waiting for it to complete something. I think 5 minutes is around the decent time, but you can set it to a little lower, preferably around 3 to 5. Maybe you can go with 4 if you really want to, but I prefer 5. Now, display sleep. This is actually a better option because, like I said, if you're making your computer do something, then it doesn't really matter about the screen. You can turn the screen on after it's done it. So I like to turn my screen off around 2 minutes. That gives me, a nice glance to see that it is working. And then after 2 minutes, the screen can just fall asleep. And then after 5 minutes, the computer will fall asleep, right? So I think that's actually a pretty good time. And it does save a lot of power. Next, I put the hard drives into the disks to sleep when possible. Okay, so make sure this is clicked. It might look like that. Just simply click it. Also, click slightly dim display when using a power source. Yeah, this is actually an amazing thing, because when you're using battery, you really don't need full screen, like the full brightness. Currently, I have mine around 50%, and that's because I am on the power source using the plug, right? So I don't need the to dim the screen right now, but in the event that I was using the battery, it would dim automatically. Then next is automatically reduce brightness before displays goes to sleep. I think it's actually a really good sign about this one, because it's nice to see that you'll know when the computer is about to go to sleep. So then, in the event that you don't want your computer to sleep, you can just move your mouse a little, and it'll be done. Next, I don't select this, just personal preference. I can solve my issues without the computer needing to be restarted, but you might need to. Just keep in mind that, such as a car, when the computer is turned off, it actually uses more power to turn the computer on than it is to actually put the computer to sleep and wake it up from that. So just remember that, okay? So personal preference is to leave this unchecked, but if you know what you're doing, then I guess check it if you want to. Next, I like to show my battery in the status bar, because right here, this is just because I like to know how much battery I actually do have, because let's say I only have like 5% battery. I kind of need to know that so I can run to a power outlet fast, right? Next, go to power adapter. This is when you actually plug it into the wall. Now, this is not really, you shouldn't really care about this much, but pretty much all the same options as before. Put the hard disk to sleep when possible, wake for network access, and automatically reduce brightness before computer goes to sleep, and then show battery in the menu bar. The only difference is that the computer sleep is changed to 15 minutes, because like I said, if you're connected to a power source such as the wall, then it doesn't really matter when the computer falls asleep, right? And so the display, I mean, they can both connect to each other pretty much, right? If the computer's asleep, how can the display not be asleep? So I like to set my display to sleep for around 10 minutes, because I think 10 minutes is a pretty good time for when it's plugged into the wall, because I don't care about using the house's power. I care about using the laptop's power, right? So yeah, just mainly focus on the battery. The power adapter, you don't really need it much, but yeah. So yeah, that's how you conserve power. On these settings, my laptop, which is a 17-inch MacBook Pro, the early 2011 edition, can hold around 7 hours of battery. Assuming you have a smaller laptop such as the 13-inch or the 15-inch MacBook Pro, then yours could probably hold around 8 to 9 hours. and I do use mine for heavy rendering, so that does use a little more power. So you'll probably save more power than I with these settings, but these are the best settings I could tinker with. So yeah. Anyways, comment, rate, and subscribe.